Hi, I'm Derek Mooney and this is Read Right Now. Hello and welcome to the programme. This week I'm in the beautiful setting of Farmleigh in Dublin's Phoenix Park.
This is the place where guests of the state stay when they visit Ireland. And you too can come down at various times during the year. Admission is free, and so anyone can have a look to see where prime ministers and presidents from all over the world stay. And coming to Ireland from another country is just what this week's learner, Moses Omarui, did.
As I continue the classes, my life continues to get easier because I learn more and I meet different people every day.
We'll be coming back to Moses a little bit later on, as well as finding out where our words come from and using apostrophes and GH words. But in the meantime, let's catch up with Terry.
Hi Derek, we're here at the Athlone Institute of Technology and it's a good place to be because this week we're looking at study skills. Important skills to get right, especially if you want to improve your reading and writing. We'll also be looking at how attention plays a crucial role and how asking questions is vital for successful learning. So, see you later.
Well, one person who's certainly improved his study skills since he returned to learning is this week's learner, Moses Omarui. Moses Omarui was born in Nigeria. As money in his family was scarce, Moses had little opportunity to go to school and to learn to read or write. Although he missed those skills while living in Nigeria, he felt the lack far more when he came to Ireland as an asylum seeker.
For the first 1 year, it was difficult for me because starting from when I just came down from the airport, because you need to fill some forms. It was one of the immigration was telling me what to write, and he helped me through when I told him that I cannot read it or write it. So he actually started from the airport. So when I was very, very young, I could still remember that a little period of time my father took me to school. Aram,
yes, ma'am.
Do you have any kind of reggae artist on a combination of one CD?
Yeah, reggae combination, one CD, yeah.
And at this time, my father was working with the church, and it was a kind of little small amount of money that he's been paid to look after the family. Mm-hmm.
We have all the roots and culture combination, which is like...
He decided that he cannot take everybody to school at the same time. So, but that was exactly how I stopped. Because as a child, I was even happy that I stopped going to school. I didn't feel it. It was when I was growing, going to 15, 16, that I began to feel the impact of not going to school. So many things that I would have been able to do, but because I could not read and write, I didn't. And most especially because when I came here as a refugee and was given form to fill, but because I couldn't read it, I have to give to a friend to help me fill them up. And that first year has so many things to do that has to do with reading and writing. And to tell somebody to write these things for you, it's difficult because sometimes instead of to help you, they start laughing at you and start telling others that you cannot even read and write. When I'll be going out, try to recognize places, try to read the signs and try to relate with people, it was difficult for me. I was like somebody that was blank, or somebody that was blind. I didn't even know where to go and what to do. So many things going on in my head about what happened back home and how I got here, and I don't know what my future will be. So there was a lot going on in my head. I wasn't a happy man at all.
Like Moses, millions of people all over the world are learning English because it's almost become a worldwide language. However, English can be a very difficult language to learn. This is because it's been influenced by many other languages such as French and Greek and Latin. The reason for this is that the country we know as England was invaded by tribes and armies from other countries who started to speak their own language along with the English that was being spoken already. For this reason, English spelling is very difficult. Words with silent letters such as know, write and phone have come from other languages. These silent letters would have been pronounced in their own language. It was only when books and newspapers were published that there was agreement as to how these words should be spelt. Although lots of the words we speak have been influenced by other languages, there are some words that we've just adopted as they are into English. For example, the French word crèche and the word judo from Japanese. Most dictionaries will tell you the origin of words when you look them up. Words are constantly changing and evolving to reflect what changes are happening in the world. For example, the word jazz was invented in the 20s and the word hippie in the 60s. Today, we use words like cyberspace and internet that weren't used before computers were around. If you want to get more information on where words come from, why not look up some more words in your dictionary? Most large dictionaries, like the ones that can be found in your local library, will have information on the origin of words.
Now, there's probably a good book in this library on where words come from, but one book that's missing is the Read Write Now workbook. If you want to get yourself a copy, simply call us on 1800 20 20 65 and we'll send you one out straight away. Just turn to section 10 and you'll find a piece in there on study skills. Now, I wonder where Terry's got to.
I said earlier we'd be talking about study skills. These are skills that help you to learn. You probably have some of these skills already, but you may need to work on others.
We learn in many different ways, not only by reading and writing, but also by speaking and listening as well. Today we're going to look at some tips that can help us in these areas. These are called study skills.
If you look at chapter 10 of the workbook that goes with this series, you can read more about the specific study skills you're going to need to improve your reading, writing, speaking and listening.
First of all, let's take a look at improving your reading ability. When you're presented with a large amount of text, it often helps to skim through the text to get a general feel of what the piece is about. Another good study skill is the use of scanning, looking for the particular information that you need. That'll cut down on the time that you spend reading. For writing, you'll need to brainstorm ideas, plan what you want to write, and then write a draft. You might need to write several drafts before you get to the final version. To improve your speaking skills, such as when you're getting ready to make a speech or go to an interview, you need to plan what you need to say and then rehearse it aloud. Practice it until you get it right. Say it out loud and know how to answer questions. This will give you added confidence.
We said earlier in this series that it's important to break learning down into smaller parts. Study skills are the small steps that will help you to achieve your larger goal of improving your literacy levels.
Later on in the programme, we'll be looking at some more study skills, including how to find the right place to study and how to improve your learning just by talking and listening to other people.
Improving your study skills can make a huge difference, but sometimes the hardest thing is getting started, as in the case of this week's learner, Moses. Feeling isolated by his poor literacy skills, Moses spent over a year in Ireland before, by chance, he heard of Spir Assi, a centre for asylum seekers and refugees in Dublin.
One afternoon in my hostel, we were taking our lunch, and I had a group of friends. We were talking about the learning center Spir Assi, and they were saying they want to go to Spir Assi and learn computers. And the other one was saying as well, it's not only computers they learn there, that they can also learn reading and writing. So I said, I was listening, and they said they want to go there. And okay, I said, I didn't talk to them, but I all went on my own and looked for the address of the place, and I really find it out. And when I got there, I met the tutor there that was in charge, and she said, yes, if I can settle down and learn that, I will improve. So I was with them for a while, for a few months, and she told me about this Dublin Adult Learning Center. When I came here in Adult Learning Center about 1.5 years ago, they started with me to check on the level that I am. There was a form that I was asked to fill with the help of the tutor to see the level which they will begin with me.
Okay. So you've got which and where.
Where, and what about
another question word?
When.
When. Okay.
When. My level wasn't too bad at all, so I was able to start with other students that was a little bit on higher level. So I started with them, and I was able to cope with the class, and that's how I just continue on the classes. This really.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was a little bit difficult for me, but my tutor always tells me that I shouldn't worry about it at all. That just anything I don't understand, that I should just ask the question, and she will always put me right. Okay, start with WH. Why? Many times we do study outside of my class. Despite sometimes it's very hard to study where you are in the hostel, because there are so many people there doing some other things, and they have the right to do whatever they want to do, so you cannot stop them because we don't have our own privacy. And me, sometimes when I see it, I just pronounce it the way I see it, and sometimes it's not what it is.
So how would you say that normally? How would you say? Do you have a slightly different pronunciation?
Yeah, it's like when I would say quiet. I really need a quiet time to learn, because when I get a distraction from here and there or music noises, it's very difficult for me. Sometimes I will be tempted to abandon the book and go along with other people. So it's very good when you have your own quiet time. The organization that supports the refugees and asylum.
Mm-hmm.
The classes has really helped me a lot, and the class will keep on helping me as I keep on coming to the classes, because I'm just still on the way. I haven't got there. I'm still on my way getting there, and I believe as I continue to go to the classes, I will be perfect in my reading and writing.
A few weeks ago, we looked at the use of apostrophes in words to make contractions, such as changing words like it is into it's. However, apostrophes do have other uses. They can also be used to show that something belongs to someone or something. For example, the cup that belongs to John will be written as John's cup. The apostrophe comes before the S because we're talking about one thing or person. Let's look at another example. The bag that belongs to Mary will be written as Mary's bag. Apostrophes will be used not only when naming people, John's cup and Mary's bag, but also when you're talking about non-specific people, such as the girl's coat and the child's toy. Remember that even if someone's name ends in S, the apostrophe and the S still appear in the same place, as in Ross's book. The only time the position of the apostrophe changes is if you're talking about more than one person or thing. Then the apostrophe will come after the S. Let's look at an example. When we say the student's books with the apostrophe before the S, we mean that the books belong to one student. But when we say the student's books with the apostrophe after the S, we mean the books belong to more than one student. So apostrophes are only used for making words shorter or when talking about possession. But one common problem can arise when we talk about plurals. If there's more than one of anything, you just add S, for example, books or cups, but there's no need for an apostrophe.